Also developing tonight, abortion rights advocates in Georgia working late into the night to meet a midnight deadline, hoping to convince federal judges here in Atlanta to throw out Georgia's impending abortion restrictions. Now, it is a scramble of competing passions for and against abortion rights and for and against Georgia's so-called heartbeat law.
The new law would ban most abortions in Georgia after about the 6th week of pregnancy. But the law has yet to take effect, and it's in the hands of the 11th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in Atlanta. The judge is wanting to see one final round of arguments. John Sherrick live for us in Atlanta following the latest developments all evening. John, what can you tell us here?
The fight goes on tonight here in Atlanta. Within the past hour, the ACLU of Georgia submitted its arguments to the Court of Appeals, just meeting the midnight deadline. And Fulton County's district attorney submitted her own arguments to the court to try to stop Georgia's abortion restrictions from going into effect, at least for now.
Abortion rights activists in Georgia convinced they can still stop Georgia's heartbeat abortion law and overturn it, despite last month's U.S. Supreme Court ruling, which says, in effect, that Georgia has every right to enact the law. Fulton County District Attorney Willis, for one, wrote a letter to the U.S. Court of Appeals, arguing that Georgia's abortion restrictions amount to an unconstitutional invasion into the right to privacy guaranteed by the United States Constitution. Willis is asking the Court of Appeals to send the case back to the lower court for more argument about last month's Supreme Court decision and Georgia's law. Willis has already said she would not seek to prosecute anyone who provides or receives an abortion in most cases. Andrea Young of ACLU Georgia thinks the federal judges can be convinced that Georgia's heartbeat law should be thrown out because it is vague, she says, on how it defines the personhood of the fetus, and as a result, she says, it is unenforceable and unconstitutional.
It redefines person in the Georgia Constitution to include an unborn child. And no more real definition than that.
Georgia Attorney General Chris Carr has already asked the Court of Appeals to allow Georgia's heartbeat law to take effect immediately. Carr arguing that there should be no more arguing now that the Supreme Court has ruled.
Expert court watchers are forecasting what might happen next. Perhaps the court will issue a ruling quickly, as soon as next week, or perhaps the court will decline to rule and send the case back to the lower court for another look.